welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here a very special pen to unbox, and you might have recalled a couple of years ago I bought a special pen for my birthday, and that was the Montegrappa, and that was the Game of Thrones Winter is Here pen. Now, this is another highly exclusive pen. I understand this isn't a pen for everyone, but my birthday just passed again this year, and I decided to get a special pen. So as you can see here, it says Pirates Montegrappa. So this is a very interesting pen. Only 399 of these were made, and this is number 218. And as you can see here, Colt Pirates Fountain Pen M. So I think let's remove the lid of this box, and we will see this beautiful, beautiful lacquered box here. And look at that. You have a pirate coin there on the box. This really, really is interesting. Now, I will remove it out from this box here, the outer box. And we'll open this lid. And first of all, you see here Montegrappa here, and likewise Montegrappa here. This is a very heavy wood box. It's an elaborate pen box for sure. So I can lift this up here, and you get a Montegrappa cleaning cloth, and you also get this, and this is the pirate book. And if I open this up, you'll see Pirates Montegrappa, and it goes through the excellence of the story here, a century of excellence of Montegrappa, and it also goes into the age of the pirate as well. And you can see the pirate ships there as well, the pirate's gold, and also the skull and crossbones. So this really is an exquisite pen. Now, I do know that this isn't for everyone, but I think let's put this booklet back here, and we'll take a look at the pen. So this is the pen. I will remove the box. It comes in this bag as well. And this is the pen in all its glory. This is an absolute work of art. I have to say this. And I really do think that this will go hand in hand quite nicely next to my Montegrappa Game of Thrones Winter is Here. This is an amazing pen. It's not in the Shiny Lines celluloid, which is a pity, because I honestly would have liked to have seen this in that Shiny Lines celluloid, but it is a pearly sort of black and grey celluloid. Now, the clip here you can see is a sword, and that sword is actually quite sharp. You've got the skull there, you've got the pirate's hat as well, you've got the crossbones on the back of the hat. This really is a beautiful work of art. Montegrappa really do some great works of art. And even on the rear of the cap here, you've got a pirate ship as well. And then if you come down to the body here, you've got obviously the skull with a sort of knife or a sword or a dagger through its eye there. It really is an interesting. There's even a mermaid on this pen as well. This is a crazy amount of detail. But not only that, you're gonna love this. How do you work that clip? Well, simply you tilt the head back. You tilt the head back and it's spring loaded. I'm not sure that I'm ever going to use that clip on a shirt, because that is going to be quite insane. This is a heavy pen. So this is all cast. This is sterling silver and also gold plated vermeil as well. And this is basically made out of a process called lost wax casting. And it just allows them to do this amount of detail around a pen. And it is insane, the amount of detail here. Look at that serpent there. It really is quite stunning. So very, very glad I was able to add this to my collection. This was on eBay. It's a seller that I bought from before. It was actually the same seller that I bought my Montegrappa Game of Thrones Winter is Here from. And he lists it as a buy it now for a while, and then if it doesn't sell, he lists it as an auction. And I missed the first one. He, I think, has 5 of these pens in fountain pen, but I managed to get the second one. So I think there were 12 bids on the first one, so I lost out to that one. And then the second one, he started the price a little bit higher, the starting bid, which was about the same price as it went for actually on the first auction. I was the only one that bid. I actually set my alarm and woke up at 1:30 in the morning, or just prior to 1:30, because that's when the auction was going to end, and then I bid on it. And thankfully I was the only person to bid on this one, so I was quite lucky and I won it. Now, if I unscrew the cap here, you'll see the section is quite on the thin side compared to the rest of the pen. But you do have a Montegrappa nib there, and that is a Pirate's nib as well. It's a number 6 size nib. I believe it's an ABS plastic feed. Doesn't look as though it's ebonite, but this it's quite an interesting pen. It is a piston filling pen, so that's a piston knob there. So you can fill that with ink easily. You also actually have the number there, 218 of 399. But this is a heavy pen, and it's. I actually thought that this one was heavy, and it is, but this one feels a little bit heavier. It's a little bit on the shorter side as well compared to the Game of Thrones, the Pirates is. So, and also like the piston knob is a little bit thinner as well. But it's an exquisite pen, and I'm very, very glad that I was able to buy this for my birthday. And I am going to write with this. It's not going to be a museum piece. I do not leave my pens as museum pieces. I write with the Game of Thrones, and I'm going to write with this pen as well. So with that, I think what we'll do a size check, we'll do a weight check, we'll do a pen comparison, and then we'll do a writing sample. So the length of the pen, we are looking about 150 millimeters in length. The length of the cap, we're looking at 70 millimeters in length. And we'll do a check on the length of the body here to the tip of the nib or tip of the tines. We're looking at 135 millimeters in length. So this really is an oversized pen. And you can see that there in the size of my hand. That really is oversized. It's also quite weighty on the midpoint here to basically the piston knob, because that is a lot of sterling silver there. Can I post the cap? I can, but it's going to be super back heavy, and I wouldn't want to break that piston knob. So it's not going to be a pen that I'm going to post when I write. But this really is a stunning pen. Now, I think with that, we'll do a weight check. So this is going to be the full weight of the pen uninked. 126 and nearly a half a gram. I'm just going to double check that. 126, yeah, 0.39 grams. In comparison, let's have a look at the Game of Thrones. It was only 108 and a half grams. So I did say that I thought this was heavier, and it definitely is heavier. 126 grams. That has to be my weightiest pen to date. Now, the weight of the cap, we are looking at 60, just under 62 and a half grams. And then the weight of the body, we are looking at, 64 grams. So this is a weighty pen for sure. And that's probably why you do not want to post that cap, because it is going to be a mammoth of a pen to hold in your hands. And I know people that complain about a pen being 15 grams being too heavy or 20 grams being too heavy. This is 126 grams. So, as I said before, this has a lot of sterling silver work on it. And just look at the amount of sterling silver here. It really, really is. It's a work of art. Like, you can't really say anything more than that. Like, yes, you might not be into Skull and Crossbones. You might not be into pirates and things like that. But it really is a work of art. So, very, very glad that I was fortunate enough to be able to win this auction. This was actually over the Christmas to New Year period, and very glad that I was able to add this to my collection. When it did arrive in January, I did put it away, and I wasn't going to bring it out until my birthday. So now that my birthday has passed, I thought I would do an unboxing and review of it here for you today. So I think with that, let's do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right, we have the Conway Stewart, and this is the Chatworth. We have an Anoto University of Oxford Vermeil. We have a Visconti Opera Master Savannah. We have a Visconti Opera Master Tobacco. We have a Montegrappa Game of Thrones Winter is Here. We have a Montegrappa, and this is the Pirates. We have a Visconti Leonardo da Vinci Machina. We have a Visconti Opera Master, and this is the Antarctica. We have a Visconti Last Templar Jacques de Molay, and then we have a Montblanc Writer's Edition Jane Austen. So I think let's now go and do a writing sample. So this is the Montegrappa, and it is the Pirates. And this is a medium, and it is an 18 karat gold nib. Now, strangely enough, the first auction that I didn't win had a fine nib, and to be honest, I'm glad that I didn't win that, and I won this one, which was a medium nib. The ink in here today is Diamine, and it's Earl Grey. I might put more of a charcoal black ink in it, but to be honest, I do like Diamine Earl Grey, as you know. In terms of line variations, I'm definitely getting a Western medium out of this nib. If I push it a bit more, I can certainly get towards a broad. And you can see here the figure of eights. And then if I continue those vertical lines, there's no hard starts or skips. This nib is tuned very, very well. Now, Montegrappa used to use Bock nibs. A number of years ago, they switched to Yovo nibs. I believe this is a Yovo nib. But it writes quite well. Now, in terms of ink wetness, let's take a look. I think this is going to be a wet nib. Yes. And then we'll do some cross strokes here. Oh yes. This is how I like my pens to write. Super wet, fire hose wet. This really is a nib that I'm going to love to write with. And I am going to write with this pen a lot. It's not going to be a museum piece, as I've already said. I am going to be writing with this pen. What do I like? What do I not like about this pen? Well, I do like Montegrappas. I do like how they think out of the box, how they use lost wax casting, how they produce magnificent pens like this. I love that it's not only just sterling silver over celluloid, but it's also gold-plated vermeil as well. So there's a bit of mix of silver and gold going on here. I like this got a number 6 size nib. I kind of wish it may have had a slightly larger number 8 size nib. I know I said that the same with my Game of Thrones. I just think he could have probably done it. I do worry though about sterling silver wrapping around celluloid. Celluloid can off-gas and can crack, can become brittle. So I do have a little bit of concern about that. That said, I've had my Game of Thrones for, I think it's a year or two now, and I've not had any issues with that. So likewise, hopefully I don't have any issues with this pen. The price that I got this for, I'm not going to mention, but I got it for a significant discount. And when I say significant, I'm talking 50+% off of retail. So I did get this for an insane price. Not everybody will get a pen like this for that price. So I'm very, very grateful. I'm very grateful for the small boutique that was selling this on eBay. And it was the same boutique, pen selling boutique, that I bought my Game of Thrones from. Again, I think that was on an auction, if memory serves me right. I love how this nib writes. This nib has a slight bounce to it. Not massive bounce, but a slight bounce. And it feels really, really lovely and responsive. Is there anything I dislike about this pen? Well, I guess if I were to buy this pen at retail price, yes, the price is extremely high. However, I didn't. So I actually find this actually a positive because I got a significant discount. But that's probably the only thing, is that this pen is a very high-end pen, and it is probably out of the reach of many of us. And honestly, hand on my heart, if I were to buy this pen, the Montegrappa Pirates, or my previous Montegrappa Game of Thrones Winter is Here at full retail price, I would have not bought it. It's just too much. Too much to invest in one pen. I think it's too much, period, in terms of price point. But I do know that some people will pay that, and they will pay that quite quickly. Just like somebody or some people will buy a Rolex, a £15,000 or dollar Rolex, without even thinking about it. So there will be people out there that will buy this pen at that price, but that wouldn't be me. But I'm glad that I was able to buy it at the discount that I did buy it at. So there you have it. That's my Montegrappa Pirates unboxing and review with a medium 18 karat gold nib. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.